In Portion-Lech, we see an interesting exchange between Hagar and three Malachim. What happened was that Hagar felt mistreated by Sarah and ran away. When on her way out, the three angels meet her. One angel says to her, "Go back and submit yourself to Sarah, because that's best for you." The second one says, "You'll have many children, and a great nation will come out of them." And the third one says, "You'll have a child," very specifically, you have a child, and you'll name him Yishmael, and he will be a para Adam. What does para Adam mean? So according to just a simple explanation, it means a wild man. But that's strange, because why would the Malach say to Hagar, "You're going to have a child," which is a wonderful thing, and then go and give a prophecy saying that her child is going to be a wild animal, a wild person, a wilde chaya, as you would say in Yiddish. So why would he do that? It could possibly be to say that she should daven for him, like we see a case in the Gemara, where an astrologist told a woman that her child would be a thief. So what she did was she decided to put a covering on his head, and so that the fear of God would be upon him. And she always instilled that in the child. And although one time, while he was sitting under a tree, the story goes, that his head covering fell off, suddenly he had a strange urge to climb up the tree to grab the apple, which wasn't his, and to eat it, and realized, wow, that's the power of the kippah, and thus put it back on his head, and that was subjugated. That desire was subjugated. So it could be, it's very simply, that the same way that mother had the child put a head covering on, so also the Malach is telling Hagar, you have to train your child not to be the wilde chaya, that his natural disposition would be. That's one way to look at it, and I think it's emissary, I think it's true, but also Hirsch comes up with a different thing. And Hirsch says like this, Hirsch says, why did the Malach tell the Hagar to name him Yishmael? And I'll quote, he says, because the fundamental thought that she's supposed to implant in her son, and which is to make him so free, as I said, he says, a freer of men, is Yishmael, which means a consciousness of God, of a watching providence that not only sees the sufferings and activities of men, but also hears and so weighs and judges their feelings and words. So that's what she's supposed to train her child to be. Again, turning a potential negative into a positive, or it's even some most positive thing. What his goal is, what Yishmael's goal, what his purpose in this plan was supposed to be, was to hear and appreciate the sufferings of the people, and to help them and help them realize that God is hearing what and seeing what is going on with him. So that would explain why the Malach had to say to Hagar that her child will be a para Adam, not as a negative, but as a positive, and giving her the way that she has to train her child.